One of the biggest concerns owners of big ships have is dealing with intruders who sneak into their ships for nefarious purposes. Well, if that's your case, especially if you own a Karak or an 8 jump, I've got you covered. The key here is to use a ship you can use as a shuttle, ideally a ship that can transport you and your crew, since your ship needs to be empty to buy and sell commodities. I personally prefer to go for an MPUV because of its compact size that easily allows for the storage of other snub ships. It's also a good shuttle for picking up people from station pads or if you simply need to land in front of an airlock and limit your exposure time. You can also buy it at any ship shop for a very low price, which would make it here a valuable investment in case someone robs you. In this video, I wanted to highlight a ship that we unfortunately don't often see in the verse, and that ship is the Gladiator Bomber, which I truly believe deserves more love than it currently receives. Of course, people compare it to the Hurricane because it has a turret that doubles the firepower a single pilot has, but in addition to its size 5 torpedoes, what really differentiates the Gladiator from the Hurricane is its durability, which is exceptional for a ship of this size. When we filmed scenes with this ship here for Star Citizen Wars, we had so much trouble killing it that it's when we realized that this ship just wouldn't die. Then we used it during the last Xenothreat event and we were able to survive the entire battle, which was not the case with any other ship that we used. The RSI Polaris is one of the most anticipated ships the Star Citizen community has seen for years, and one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this ship is because it's going to give us that combat capital ship vibe that we've all been waiting for so many years. Well, what if I told you that there is a ship out there that allows you to have a glimpse of what that experience is going to be? It turns out that if you forget about its luxurious gimmicks, the 8 jump happens to be a decent capital ship for group combat gameplay. It features powerful turrets, size 4 shieldings, missile launchers, and in addition to a respectable cargo bay, a fairly large hangar that allows for the storage of a full squadron of Miar Furies. I prefer personally mixing them with Merlins and a support ship like an MPUV, but every time we've used it in this capacity, the 8 jump has proven to be most effective. Buying and selling recycled material composite or RMC can be risky business in Star Citizen, especially if you are running cargo unarmed and without an escort. However, given the attractiveness of this community, many people are willing to take the risk and then return to the game's landing zones, thus completely saturating the market. Well, if you trade RMC prepared, you could also sell your hull at a junkyard. Sure, these locations are equally as dangerous as the Delaware settlement you buy your RMC from, but they also have a much lower frequentation, which would allow you and your group to do multiple train runs instead of being stuck for ages at the TDD trying to sell one hull. Just don't forget to hire protection. Sometimes getting high rewards by taking high risks does not come through a mission payment, but what can be acquired through these missions, and this is especially true for distribution centers FPS missions, which can be quite treacherous. At Security Tier 2, they only pay 16,000 FI UEC for bounty hunting missions and 21,000 FI UEC for elimination missions, but it turns out that you can earn much more from them by doing the following. Simply collect every piece of equipment you find once the mission is complete and then put them in the local inventory. After completing a handful of missions, you should have enough to fill an entire ship's inventory. Once that's the case, go back to your local station, buy the largest cargo container, put your loot inside and sell everything. This method usually allows me to triple my payments. One of the most annoying features in Star Citizen is the thirst and hunger gauge, which always seems to be going down faster than we wished it would, which is not only an additional layer of stress for the players, but also can cause the death of our characters. And if we are totally honest here, we don't always have the time to pay attention to these gauges, especially if we are in the middle of some action. Of course, the game allows us to drink beverages that we can either buy or loot, but it turns out that they are often not the most effective way to forget about this survival mechanism. It turns out that eating fruit does a much better job than any beverage you'd find in the verse. And best of all, they also satisfy your hunger because they're food, of course. And if you don't want to bother going to a food court, don't worry, you'll have plenty at any outpost you'll go. In today's video, I'll take you to icy New Babbage, the capital of Stanton's frozen world Macrotech, which is quite a popular hub for traders who can easily hop in and out of their ships and then head toward the TDD where they'll be able to sell their load. The problem with that is that the outside entrance of the commons is often cluttered with abandoned ships or wrecks, and it can be quite dangerous for any trader carrying valuable goods to simply land without risking to blow up their ships and their investment along with it. Well, it turns out that just a few hundred meters away from the entrance, there is a pad that can safely accommodate a large ship or several smaller ones, which will also offer the advantage of offering a flat terrain. The drawback is that it can take a while to reach the entrance on foot when the weather is bad, so I would recommend you to bring a small vehicle like an MPUV or a space bike to save some time. It is a known fact that gun shops in Star Citizen only sell the most ubiquitous gear, which also happens to be not the best there is out there. To get access to some more devastating weapons, you'll have to venture in the verse and loot places and dead bodies. As of Star Citizen Alpha 3.23, some of the best places there is to acquire great weapons are the distribution centers, especially the exterior zones where you'll be able to do some on-foot bounty hunting missions. First, you'll have to kill the target's cronies, who may be equipped with the Gemini S71, a well-rounded jack-of-all-trades assault rifle with decent sniping capabilities. But best of all, the boss himself, in addition to featuring a rare heavy armor, is equipped with a devastating Demeco laser machine gun, and I'll let these images speak for themselves so you can see how powerful it is. A lot of people would say that the best way of experiencing Star Citizen is to group with friends and take a bunch of missions together. However, this kind of experience can crash and burn quickly, as it can take a long time to prepare for the whole operation, and that is especially true if your group is heading toward locations such as security posts, which are themselves equipped with automated turrets, which are programmed to open fire at any trespassers, including those on board a ship whose captain has an authorization to approach. The result is often death for the entire crew, or if you are lucky, you may end up being stranded in a soft death ship. So, all of your multi-crewing folk out there, remember to always share your missions, or trouble may very well occur. It is a well-known truism that one shall not put all of their eggs in the same basket, and that is especially true in a game like Star Citizen, in which the lines between PvP and PvE are blurred. And add to that the fact that the gaming experience is far from polished given the very nature of its alpha state, and we have a possible explosive cocktail there. That is why anyone who trades solo in Star Citizen takes an unconsiderable risk, especially if the money invested surpasses 1 million alpha UEC. That's why we'll never see it enough here, trade with escorts, or even better, in convoys. Split your investment into several ships so that the loss of a vessel no longer represents a financial burden. And because time is an investment too, you should also do the same when you are salvaging or shipping your refined commodities to a TTD. So there we have it, 10 tips that hopefully are going to make your experience a little better. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know with a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more Star Citizen content. A big shout out to all the people who made this video possible, including Dr. Fabin, Zero Kosher, Deployment Ducky to Docker, and Shadow Rise. I've been Irad. I'll see you guys in the next one.